2 years ago, I uploaded a video that brought me a brief yet very gratifying influx of views and even a few subscribers. And to those roughly 140 subscribers, thank you. I'm not really sure what you were expecting when you subscribed, but I presume it was in hopes of getting to see more videos similar to the Your Mom's a Girl video. That and a few other Source Filmmaker videos make up some of the most popular uploads on my channel. Now I know that really isn't saying a lot, considering my absolutely minuscule following, if you could even call it that. Regardless, for those of you expecting to have seen more Source Filmmaker videos or other such related videos in this channel, I would like to apologize. At that time, 2 years ago, when I uploaded the video, I was expecting to pursue a hobby or even a career in animation and filmmaking. I had had my heart and mind set on this hobby for a few years. I had read various books and watched videos about animation, and I attended 2 summer camp sessions where I learned about filmmaking and animation. One can even go to the previous uploads in the past on my channel and see that I've had quite an interest in making little animations, whether it's 2D or 3D stop motion, and even stupid little clips that I put little to mediocre effort into. To put it simply, I preferred doing things with minimal effort. I didn't want my hobby to become too much of a chore, for it to become impractical and thus cease to become enjoyable. Unfortunately for me, I learned shortly after my Your Mom's a Girl video that animation, with a quality that I aspired to, required years and years of practice and effort. That was not what I wanted at all. I wanted to be able to sit down, click a few buttons, type a few keys, wait an hour or so, and have a finished project that I was satisfied with. Thus, I had discouraged myself unfoundedly from pursuing this hobby that I had so vehemently wanted to pursue. All hopes of becoming a professional in the filmmaking field were lost. Likewise, my channel will be going in a new direction. I hope to make this channel useful for me for 2 things. The first is for my hobbies and interest, which is sharing and documenting my progress and improvement in my personal projects. Over the past 2 years, my mind has undergone some major renovations. I began to understand the personal importance of a creative outlet. Since animation and filmmaking had ceased to be a viable outlet for me, I had to find another way to let my creative juices flow. I know that sounds gross, but bear with me. I renewed a deep-seated interest in writing and drawing. I began writing and developing stories I had kept pent up in my memory for years, and started learning how to draw better and learning certain styles of drawing. I began to understand that writing and drawing were 2 things that I enjoyed immensely, and that I would be willing to put the years and years of practice and effort into that I wasn't willing to for filmmaking and animation. Already, I can look back at things that I wrote or drew a year or 2 ago and see very significant improvement. I learned very quickly that seeing proof of improvement is one of the greatest feelings that I can have. It's motivating and gives me a strong desire to continue to improve. But to see these improvements, I must look past the sometimes demotivating levels of quality I produced in the past. Also, a very significant interest of mine, as it is my intended career for the future, is computers. Now, I know that isn't really saying a lot, since computers encompasses numerous fields such as programming, software development, computer system security, hardware development, computer science, etc. But herein lies a certain predicament I've been having. I don't want to limit myself to a single one of those fields. I want to know as much as I can about anything I'm interested in this case, computers. I don't want to specialize and restrict myself in the vast quantities of knowledge available in related fields. Even now, my hobbies in computers, somewhat, probably not very well, reflect this idea. I've completed such computer-related projects such as building a computer, updating and maintaining its hardware, learning how to program, a little bit of networking, all that good stuff. I don't know about you, whoever's watching, if anyone's watching or listening at all, but to me, this seems like quite a bit to deal with between the creative projects, trying to maintain plants, and the whole computer thing. Honestly, sometimes it's a little difficult to keep track of what I'm doing in each project and where I left off when I stopped last time. So by sharing on YouTube videos regarding my projects, I hope to show improvement brought by my practice and effort and time that I put into these projects. The second intended purpose for this channel will be to help me cope with and work through social anxiety. By having a platform on which to discuss or even vent certain personal projects and ideas, and hopefully, yet doubtfully, gain somewhat of a following or a few strangers on the internet I can call friends, I hope to become more comfortable with speaking, thinking thoughts before I say these thoughts, and of course interacting with people, not to mention actually talking like an actual person instead of listening to myself in these recordings and say, this does not sound like a person should be talking. I'm sure that happens to everyone though. Anxiety, especially social anxiety, has always been an area of struggle in my life, and I feel it is of utmost importance to work past those rough spots and awkward bits and become better at social interactions. So if you're watching and would like to, or would consider helping me with anxiety in my creative projects, I would ask you to please keep an eye on my channel or my uploads, and or even subscribe if you want to. I mean, you don't have to. It'd be nice if you could. Anyway, to recap my points, because I'm dumb and I just rambled on and on and on and on and on about nothing. 1. I want to make my channel a way for me to share my progress in such creative projects as my writing, drawing, and most especially my programming. I am working on a game or two right now in Java. Oh, look, Java, gee, that's everyone's beginner thing. Well, shut up, alright? It's my thing I'm doing right now, then I'll do something else. I don't know. I'm also going to be working on a few little small apps that'll help me with my drawing from a photo reference. So I want to upload, hey, look, I updated this little thing, check out what I changed, whether it's for someone who actually cares or just me to feel better about myself, and in case I just forget everything, I can look back in the video and say, oh yeah, that was the time when I changed that thing in that game, or I added that feature. In case you couldn't tell, this is one of the areas where I need to learn how to talk better. Basically, I believe this will be a way for me to document improvements that I make in my projects, and possibly, if anyone cares enough, a way for me to receive feedback on these projects from other people. And 2, I also want these uploads to serve as a way for me to deal with social anxiety by interacting with people and by sharing projects that previously I was too self-conscious and too afraid to share with anyone. So if you're still listening, I feel like I should say other things which I didn't put on this little thing that I wrote down to try to help me speak this whole thing through. A majority of the creative project videos I would be uploading would be regarding my programming, because it'll be super easy just to record, a little 5-10 minute video showcasing the updates that I made to the game since last time. And at some point I will be much more open with my artwork, like my drawing. I do have a little blog right now that I upload things to, but that's very private to me because for some reason that's just the way that I am. I know a lot of other people are like that, but for me it can get a little bad and I get very defensive. And the whole goal of this project that I want to do here on YouTube is for personal growth. Am I throwing myself into the spotlight? Absolutely. I don't say that to mean like there is actually a spotlight for me to put myself into. Do I care? No, because I feel like I have to do this. I cannot stress this enough. It's a necessity. At this point, I have to do it so I don't end up a reclusive little nerd sitting in a basement somewhere typing away in some keys and never interacting with anyone except through a mask through the internet. Of course, that's exactly what I would be doing through this YouTube project, but it's some good first steps into, actually interacting with people, getting more comfortable. You get the point. I've said it enough. I gotta shut up now, alright? So to anyone who's actually already been subscribed to me, please just sit tight if you care enough. I'll try to upload when I can once I figure out my workflow when I start college later this month. And to anyone who isn't subscribed, I know it's kind of bad to say it at this point, especially when I don't have anything to prove myself as someone who will be uploading these videos on a semi-regular basis, but kind of not. You could subscribe if you want, you know, just to sit back and kind of put me on the back burner and see what comes out of this. If you want, you don't have to, but I'd still appreciate it if you did.
Anyway, kiddos, with all that said, be good, be safe, and have fun.